Okay, let's talk about the postural bicep curl and expanding the midsection in order to create relaxed stability through the elasticity of the tissues. So this can be really therapeutic for opening up joint space and gaining mobility in your shoulders. We can apply similar principles to the lower body too, but we're going to focus on a bicep curl as a main reset exercise for posture and to understand this shape that we can make with our body when we really inflate in 360 degrees, okay? So first thing, imagine a bicep curl that's really scrunchy and really tense. You'd probably be tightening up like this. Some people curl forward like this. Posture that most people are trying to avoid is this kind of compressed S-shaped posture where you're being squished, right? Now what we want to create is the opposite of that. So we're going to take a huge inhale and we're going to let the breath unfold and unfurl the body to create more space. So watch this. See how big I am now? See how now I'm actually smaller. I look like a smaller human. I literally look smaller. Now watch this. I look massive. So this is about expansion and contraction of the midsection. Now against that, we can broaden through the chest and the collarbones to get a more upright posture. So as the breath coming in lifts the rib cage and expands the rib cage, not only is it helping us to expand all of these tissues and free up more space each breath for more breath, but it's also helping us expand this chest space. So an easy way to feel this is take one hand under your armpit like this, like you're trying to pull off a glove with the armpit. And then imagine just pulling that back slightly like this, as if you're doing a row. And in doing that, you'll notice that you have something now to squeeze against. So if you were to squeeze inward slightly against your body, you can feel the fist in there. Now I want you to expand your breath, so big chesty inhale. And you can now feel the broadening that's happening, right? You can feel that your shoulders moving away from your ears. There's a decompression in all of these tissues. Like my traps are really long, my chest is really long, my back is also quite expanded. Because I'm coming in towards the midline with my arm and I'm full of pressure. So this is the feeling we're looking for, and the hand is accentuating the feeling. But without the hand, we're just using the ribs. See how the ribs get broader? We're feeling this, right? So it's like we're sweeping the lats and the triceps back around the cylinder that is the body. So it's not just about squishing the back of the body, it's about filling. Now you can see that it's a globe or a sphere and my shoulders are in front. I'm then going to move them just back slightly so they're right in the middle. Now because they're right in the middle, my back is actually quite big, but so is my chest. So you might look at me from the front and think, yeah, he's pulling his shoulders back just enough to get them to center, but look at me from side on. I'm equally as big at the back as at the front. So there's no compression on one side and expansion on the other. This is 360 degree expansion. And at the middle point is the broadest point, right? So it's like my shoulders are on opposite sides of this sphere. They're not back here where they're close together. They're not back forward here where they're close together. They're broad. I'm expanding through all of these tissues. And as I inhale deeper, I can almost feel that wants to like draw my head and my body closer together. And that's actually, as I inhale more, setting up a more prominent posture where it feels like my neck begins here and lengthens up the back. And my chin, if I really inhale, actually wants to come forward. And so that's opening up my airway. That position, like this position, closes the airway. This position opens the airway, and you can hear the difference in my voice. And then if I expand more, now I'm in an open airway position where I'm very stable. I've contained a lot of pressure like a Swiss ball or like an inflated balloon, and that balloon is supporting my spine and decompressing my ribs, giving me space between my joints. And this puts my nervous system in a very stable, very open, very secure space to exert a lot of force. And if I practice training like this now and doing my curls, you can just imagine doing like a bicep curl in this broad position with this light hugging of the elbows. I can get used to relaxing and allowing these tissues to sit there and just really squeezing. And that's helping me kind of pump and glide the tissues, and with each expansion, holding my breath for a few reps, and then releasing and resetting. I'm massaging my body into basically a bigger body, a bigger trunk, a bigger midsection. And as it expands, the tissues all get stretched into tension, but it's a relaxed tension. It's the right level of tension, you know? When the bones are too compressed and close together, we have to squeeze to create tension because it's like an empty basketball. It just has to sort of calcify and shrivel. But when you inflate the basketball more, what makes the basketball harder and stronger and bouncier is the pressure inside it. So that's the same thing that's happening with your body. And if you then apply this to something like a squat, it's the same principle, or a press. The pressure has expanded the space between the bones so that you can then reach and wrap with more mobility. So let's say I run out of range here. I can go further because I made more space between the joints. So the inhale is vital for this. You need to have a really good inhale and a really good exhale. And this is going to help you centrate your bones and help you align yourself in a way where your posture is really good. And from that position, you can flex, you can change, you can adapt, you can twist, you can get really funky, but you always have this sense of returning to your center, which gives you a stable, relaxed power and a system that functions really well.